My friends, have you ever felt an unbearable lightness? As if life lacks weight and we feel empty amid our busyness, unfulfilled even in success? This is the feeling known as the unbearable lightness of being. When we face this inner sense of floating and meaninglessness, the writer FuLei gave us a profound insight. True light is not the absence of darkness, but the refusal to be overwhelmed by it. A true hero is not someone without base emotions, but someone who is never conquered by them. This tells us that the real battlefield is deep within our hearts. Today, from a perspective of love and goodness, let's explore how to defeat this inner enemy and achieve continuous self-renewal and growth. The reason we feel this unbearable lightness is because our inner needs are not being met, or we are bound by expectations. We often mistakenly believe that the pain in our lives comes from love, but in reality, what hurts is not love. What hurts are unmet needs, expectations, and the old pains they bring to the surface. When we feel isolated, tired, or numb, it's a form of withdrawal that makes us feel less alive. Many people use busyness to avoid and hide their joy and talents, constantly moving just to prove their worth. This busyness is like playing a role. Even with external success, you feel drained and exhausted inside because the role doesn't allow you to truly receive love and reward. When you live in this state of sacrifice and busyness for too long, your life loses its center and its light. FuLei tells us that before conquering external enemies, we must first conquer the enemy within. This inner enemy is the criticism and guilt that our minds create. When we blame or complain about others, we are actually punishing ourselves, because every complaint is an admission that we feel powerless to change the situation. Guilt always hides fear. Guilt makes us feel unworthy of the good things in life, unworthy of receiving love in abundance. It causes us to shrink back, to step out of the flow of life, and to use self-punishment to atone for our mistakes. This base emotion within us is the biggest obstacle that stops us from progressing and from taking the next step. A true hero is not someone without base emotions, but someone who is never conquered by them. This means we must let go of these internal self-attacks and allow light to illuminate our minds. How do we refuse to be conquered? First, choose forgiveness. Forgiveness is not something you do for others. It's how you set yourself free. Forgiveness changes your perception, allowing you to see your own and others' innocence. When you release judgment towards others, the hidden guilt inside you is naturally released. Second, let go of expectations and control. Our stress comes from expectations, and expectations are like time bombs waiting to explode. To move beyond pain, you must be willing to let go of the picture of how things should be. When we release control, we become more open to receiving unexpected and beautiful things. The hero's journey of self-renewal and growth requires commitment, a choice to reconnect with love and life. First, understand that total giving is freedom. Commitment is the degree to which you give of yourself. Many people fear commitment, thinking it will limit their freedom, but in fact, what you give creates your freedom. When you are willing to give yourself completely, to give love without holding back, you transcend the limitations of the ego. Second, embrace connection. Separation is the only problem, and love is the cure for separation. When you are willing to move toward your partner, your teammate, or even someone who seems to be attacking you, the answer will appear. Because any attack is actually a call for your love and help. Choosing connection and love creates the intimacy and validation needed to solve problems. And third, feel your feelings. Allow yourself to feel every emotion that arises until it completely dissolves. Pain is just a signal, pointing to where you need to change, not something to run from. When you stop resisting your feelings, you move out of stagnation and into flow and rebirth. True light is not the absence of darkness, but the refusal to be overwhelmed by it. This eternal light is love. Intimate relationships are your fastest path to growth as they constantly bring up our unhealed parts. Choosing to be a hero means choosing in every moment to let go of self-criticism and guilt and to make a commitment without reservation. When we see the divine, which is love, in every situation, our love will lead us into a state of bliss and joy. Please remember, love is giving everything without holding anything back. When you are willing to give in this way, you get out of your own way, and your life will flow effortlessly, leading you to constant self-renewal and growth. Thanks for watching, and if this resonated with you, please subscribe for more.